Hello and welcome to the Flourishing Introvert Talks with me, Jo Rawbone. This is the podcast that celebrates the natural gifts of introverts so that we can flourish in all situations. Episode 296, The Magic of Intentional Interactions. The myth that introverts don't need or want anyone is so widespread that even many introverts have come to believe it. I'm in groups where they think there is something wrong with them if they need human interaction. Come on, people, we're introverts, not isolates, misanthropes or hermits. Yes, we need our quiet time to recharge so that we can interact and enjoy people's company. So can we just stop with all the nonsense that real introverts don't have friends, can't speak to people and want to be alone all of the time? And yes, that's pretty much word for word what I've been seeing being perpetuated in some introvert groups. And there's only one word for that nonsense: poppycock. I mean, really, how are those people navigating their first awareness of their introversion supposed to respond to that? In her 2010 TED Talk, The Power of Vulnerability, Brené Brown, who I have massive respect for, said, "Connection is why we're here. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our lives." And to complement that, I love the image that this quote by William James conjures up, because I relate to it so strongly as an introvert. He said, "We're like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep." So yes, we absolutely need connection with others, but not just any old connection. In fact, I'm going to spin Brené's quote a little and assert that our purpose and meaning opens the doors to and/or shines a light on nourishing connections. And yes, you may quote me on that. Now let me share a beautiful truth with you. Connection doesn't only happen in the buzz of a networking event, or in the noise of a club, or in the office canteen. Sure, it's where we may first notice something that piques our interest, but real connection is what happens when we follow that something with intention. Most of us have realised that people-pleasing isn't the way to meaningful connections, and we're not really interested in collecting people or their business cards like Pokemon, or tending to their every need in a desperate attempt to keep them alive like Tamagotchis. I've used this analogy before because I find it so helpful. When we're thinking about connections, let's consider who deserves a place in our realm, who can we keep closer in our court, and who at our table. Think of them like three concentric circles, with you at the very heart or centre. I share a deep connection with those at my table, and chairs around the table are limited. I'm very selective and not at all sorry for that. There are more people in my court than at my table, and it is by invitation only. Does that make me sound weird, stuck up or arrogant? Maybe. And again, I'm not in the least bit bothered. My life, my environment, my rules. That's what boundaries are for. And the rest of my acquaintances are in my realm, but I wouldn't say we share a deep connection. They may come and go as they please. After all, I'm not for everyone, and not everyone is for me. And some in my realm may be invited to my court. And here's a quick tip from me. Those trying to get my attention by being loud, visible and pushy will probably only make it to the outskirts of my realm. Visibility within the right context is important for all of us, but for me, not as the first point of contact. So if you're responsible for building a client portfolio or increasing your network, don't fall for the old biased advice to get out there, shake more hands and make yourself more visible. That's probably a relief to you as an introvert, and you've probably been told you're shy and need to get out of your comfort zone more. My friend, that will only serve to increase the ick factor and there's really no need for that. Plus, if you follow that advice, you know that you're potentially limiting whose attention you attract, and it's unlikely to be the deep thinking, active listeners. Ready for the truth bomb? We introverts are wired for depth, not breadth. Big gatherings dilute our focus and drain our batteries super fast. But one meaningful, heartfelt, soul-stirring conversation, that can change the trajectory of our life. Give us quality over quantity any day. What makes someone of interest to me is what their heart longs for, what their purpose is in life, and how we might support each other on our quests. I'm tuning in to their heartbeat, and sometimes quite literally. As is my wont, I have an important reframe for you. When someone says you're so quiet, I recommend you hear it as, you're comfortable with substance and silence. Not many are, so it's one of the things that has you stand out. It gives you an unfair advantage, actually. So it's how we communicate when we're developing our connections that really matters. Being gloriously human, we still want to feel like we belong, even if we're not up for pretzeling ourselves out of shape to fit in. We still need those joyful little touch points, the spontaneous laughter that surprises us, the story that evokes powerful emotions, the friend who relishes companionable silence with us. Solitude feeds our energy so we can focus, but connection nourishes our very soul. So this isn't about choosing solitude all of the time. It's about choosing intentional interaction, the kind that leaves us expanded, not depleted. Intentional interaction starts with active listening, and according to Charles Duhigg, when we listen, we can discern the type of conversation the other person is looking for. It might be practical, which is about getting things done and maybe some problem solving or advice. It could be emotional, where the purpose of the interaction is about sharing and maybe exploring feelings. Perhaps it's social, which is really about awareness, belonging, and identity. These conversations shape our sense of place in the world. Knowing these three types is such a gift for we introverts who want to get through the gateway of small talk and into those more meaningful conversations. By engaging active and empathic listening, we can tune into what is being called for and then engage appropriately. We can stop overthinking and start connecting with purpose, what Duhigg calls alignment, where we're matching intention with interaction. And, bonus here, we can decide ahead of time what type of conversation we are up for. All of that is going straight into my Flourishing Introvert playbook. So let's finish this episode with a few actionable strategies, simple things we can all do to make our interactions more meaningful. Number 1, prepare beforehand. Before any conference, social or networking event, take a moment to decide your purpose for that time. Is it to be about connecting, contributing, or learning? Will you have your practical, emotional, or social head on? Number 2, arrive with curiosity. Many of us dread these situations, and because thoughts become things, if we think it will be awful, it may well be. Think of a few questions to ask that will get you straight through the small talk gateway. What are your thoughts on? Insert any current situation that's relevant. And then you're away. Number 3, what's the conversation type? Listen out for Duhigg's types of conversations so you can have immediate alignment and therefore better rapport. When someone feels genuinely heard, conversations flow so much more easily. Number 4, go for quality, not quantity. It's perfectly okay to spend the majority of your time with one individual or in one small group if the conversation is stimulating. And if it's not, move on. Your feet are not glued to the floor. And finally, number 5, prepare conversation closers. It's so important to have your closers and exit statement ready. Maybe you'll want to set up more time to talk. Maybe it's a definite "thank you for your time" close. Practice them and mix them up. It makes leaving much less awkward. So true connection built on intentional interactions was never about visibility or volume for we introverts. It's about resonance. And if you're not feeling the resonance, the people you're in conversation with are probably realm dwellers. My recommendation? Stop asking yourself, how do I show up? And start asking yourself, who's worth slowing down for? So here's my challenge for you, my quiet powerhouse. Who could you start an intentional conversation with today or over the next few days? And what type of conversation will it be? Practical, emotional, or social? Pick someone, prepare, and get into real conversation. They may be your next courtier. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, then please subscribe, rate us and leave a comment, because we know that helps other people find the podcast. And if other people find us, other introverts can flourish.
You are listening to an Intentional Media Production podcast.